So Jordan, Christmas is just around the corner, and look, we have a gift. It's from Jaron. Look, let's read the card. This is for both you and me. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. May the spirit of Christmas bring peace and joy to you. Also, you have to review these cameras or you're fired. What? Merry Christmas from Jaron. Well, I'm sure it's something nice. Okay, so this is for you. You get a children's digital camera. I guess Children's Digital is a brand. I don't know.
Branding.
And I get...
Record childhood, keep beautiful.
Oh, I get a Bluey camera. Look at that.
Oh, well, Bluey is a fantastic show. They wouldn't brand anything subpar with
I'm sure the camera.
namesake.
I'm sure the camera's as good as the show. So I guess you're shooting on that, and I'm shooting on this. We might as well go do our jobs.
Yay!
So we still have some.
Thanks, Jaron. Wow, mine actually came with a 32 gigabyte card and this lovely carrying case. It's a little small for me. Let's go.
What is it? No, cut it out. We have, stop it. It's horrible. Okay, so Jaron, our lovely editor-in-chief, has indeed issued Jordan and I a challenge. He has sent us these cameras from some nefarious, quick delivery company that has everything for cheap stuff. Jordan got a pink camera, I think that's officially what it's called, and I have the Bluey edition of the eKids.com high-end photographic camera. Now you might notice the sound is actually really good, and that's because we are recording sound separately, even though my voice is a little bit shot right now, because otherwise this is exactly what it would sound like. The built-in audio on this camera is absolute garbage. So we're gonna go back to proper audio, and we're actually gonna give these cameras a test. So to be fair, we've actually shot this quite a bit already. We took it on a family vacation, Jordan and I, because we figured that's exactly how we would use a camera like this. We went to Edmonton, had a lot of fun with it, and so you're gonna see a lot of those photos. So let's get to our proper review of the Bluey photographic camera and Jordan's pink camera. Okay, so this Bluey camera here, obviously aimed at kids. This is the eKids.com little camera, 2 megapixel camera, about $30 US, so it's very affordable. And it's got a really cute front fascia. I like the Bluey here. The ear's a little bit tough to fit in your pocket, but the camera does fit in your pocket. It just gets jammed in there like so many barbs on a fishhook. Anyways, you get a 512 megabyte card in here, which is absolutely colossal for the megapixel count of this camera. It does take micro SD. Now, of course, like any good kid's toy, the only way to access the battery compartment or the memory card slot is with a screwdriver. It's got the screw on there. This is not convenient at all. I hate this every Christmas morning, and they don't provide you. The Bluey did not give me a screwdriver, that so you have to find one of these, something you can carry with you. You don't want to take your old toolbox every time you go shoot, because if your kids are shooting this and the batteries die and you don't have this screwdriver will screw you. If you need to download photos and you can't find a screwdriver anywhere, you're screwed. I think you get the picture. So you need to have this. And I could absolutely see kids being like, Daddy, Mommy, I want to download my photos. And you're like, where's the screwdriver? So look, I know this is a silly kid's camera, but I am a professional reviewer and I want to give it a fair shake, because when an Australian national treasure like Bluey puts his face on a camera, you don't show up there to spiders. You're there to make beautiful artwork. And so that's what I tried to do. So we went to Edmonton, we went to the Royal Alberta Museum. It was actually a really nice opportunity, to shoot very dark conditions, very low light kind of stuff, lots of interesting color, lots of interesting lighting to really see how this performs. And it performed really badly, so let's talk about that image quality next. First off, this camera is deceptive as because you've got this small little LCD panel, and actually the 2 megapixel files look great on here, but I'm pretty sure this is just a dash cam lens and sensor. It's tiny, like it's pinhole tiny here, and you can see that everything looks soft, mushy, in low light situations, just a blurry mess. Even the shutter mechanism here, although actually very responsive, it takes a picture on the release, not the pushing down on the button, and so you're always rocking the camera and shaking a little bit. That caused problems in low light. light. I mean, I haven't seen image quality like this since I actually started at the camera store and saw the first digital cameras when 2 megapixels was, you know, the norm. And even then, this is pretty rough because the optics just aren't there to support it. Now, the Bluey Camera does have really bad rolling shutter issues. I mean, lots of vertical wobble. You know, kids are going to be holding these cameras. They're not always very steady, or they're following things like the cat or the dog or whatever. And you're just going to get the most messed up, squiggly verticals. Nothing you can do about that. It's pretty rough. There are some fun filters that you can incorporate. You can do colored filters, make everything blue or green or sepia. You can also do these cool sort of like mind visual bending tricks, you know, hourglass shapes and mirror imaging vertical and horizontal. You can put your favorite Bluey characters into your pictures. It's all tons of fun. And, you know, I mean, I did play around with that. But again, it all looks really bad when you get it on the computer at home. So on the back screen, it looks fine. And then you get it home and you're like, wow, this is basically unusable. Okay, so obviously you guys get the picture, but you know, this also does shoot 1080 video. And so I figure, why don't we go to Jordan? He can talk about his little pink camera and the image quality that I'm sure you're loving right now. And I'll shoot him on this Bluey camera and just see if this is any better. Although I suspect with this little dash cam thing, it's going to be pretty rough. Unless there's a car crash, then it's going to be huge views on TikTok.
All right, let's talk about this unbranded little pink piece of crap. So this camera here, I mean, it is essentially a dash cam, just like the Bluey Camera. You can see I can't get rid of the date and time, and you can tell the quality on it was absolutely terrible. But, you know, I was like, it's gonna look bad, but at least I can make it sound good with separate sound sync, and I can keep it steady with a monopod, but there's not even a tripod screw in this thing. And look, it looks like it's a fully articulating screen if you can pry it open, but it doesn't move in any direction whatsoever. The weirdest thing about this camera is it's designed to be like a family camcorder sort of thing, but the field of view on this is really tight. Whether you're shooting photos or if you're recording videos, it looks like a 65, 70 millimeter full frame equivalent on it, which is not terribly useful for most kind of situations. That being said, this came with a 32 gigabyte card and an SD card reader and this lovely pink bag for $25. I mean, you can't put up, well, no, it's still a horrible waste of plastic. Okay, I've done my part. I've given a fully comprehensive review on this camera. Jaron, can I use a real camera, please?
Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, Jordan, this looks awful. I don't know. You don't keep shooting on it. No, I don't think anyone needs to see that. But yes, but Chris needs to keep shooting on the Bluey though. Yeah, perfect. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm a little miffed. I mean, first off, Jordan has totally copped out. He's gone back to the Panasonic GH7. I think the quality is probably like slightly better. You may not have noticed it. But also, he's not going to use that camcorder, and it turns out that there's a lot of stuff about his little camcorder that I actually kind of like better than maybe this camera. Like, his camera shoots 12 megapixels. Mine's only 2. His comes with a 32 gig card. Mine only came with a 512 megabyte card. His camera has like this 65 mil focal length, which I really love, and the Bluey camera is more like a 28 millimeter wide angle. I'm like, I don't know, man. I kind of think we should trade cameras, but apparently Jaron says I got to stick with this until the end. And there's actually a lot of things I want to talk about on this Bluey camera that piss me off. Okay, so legitimately, the on-off time is actually really slow. So if you're like going to use this for high-end street photography, for example, first off, not very discreet, although everybody looks at it would probably smile. That might be nice. But also, just waiting to get a shot off takes forever. And there are some actually real issues. In playback mode, you might want to think like hitting up and down cycles your photos. You actually have to make sure you do left and right, because up and down are your delete buttons. Now, if you push up, it'll just delete the current photo. It'll ask you, do you want to delete this? But it's highlighted on OK, not cancel. Keep that in mind, so expect a lot. My daughter, playing with this, she would automatically just hit down. That's the delete all option. She deleted all the photos twice on herself. I feel so bad. They were all gone. So this is a really bad setup. After it bites you a few times, you get really like anxious about it and you don't do it anymore. Now, other major issues that keep this from being a serious professional camera. So first off, no EVF, deal breaker for me right off the bat. No 4K video. I mean, I can shoot 1080 is it? I don't think so. That single card slot, that's gonna really turn this camera off for any sort of professional wedding or event photographer who needs dual card slots for that safety backup. So that's unfortunate as well. Not to mention the aforementioned problem of getting in here with a screwdriver all the time. And some other issues that I noticed too as far as image quality goes, this lens, it flares really badly. Any bright lights in there just kind of mush out and flare, as you can see here. So I wanted to see, okay, maybe bright sunlight's gonna be a problem. Maybe interior light's gonna be a problem. But what about professional studio lighting? I wanted to give that a try. Okay, so the Bluey camera has some serious issues with lower light situations. The already bad image quality gets even worse. So
Hard to believe.
hard to believe. So we're going to provide it with some professional lighting because we've always said even the worst camera gets elevated by beautiful lighting. So we've got the Westcott L120B continuous light providing nice light on Jordan through this rapid switch box. And I'm going to give Jordan a friend here in this shot. So yeah, Jordan, just
Use the power of imagination.
this is beautiful. Oh my God, it looks so good. And so as you can see, even if the image quality still looks absolutely terrible, the lighting can be beautiful, and that's always a big part of the game. So if you want to pick up your own Westcott L120B light kit with a rapid switch softbox, 2 foot by 3 foot, just like this, go to fjwestcott.com and check it out, or click the link in the description below. That is why Westcott is PetaPixel's preferred lighting partner. Overall, I mean, this camera, I know the target audience that it's aimed at, but the image quality is still brutal no matter what. You know, it's got fun features like a self-timer option, but there's no tripod socket, so I don't know how you're supposed to use that. And the bottom of this case is rounded, so it won't even sit on a flat tabletop or stacked on books. It just falls right over, so that doesn't work either. There's a lot of stuff here that's just missing, but it does have one saving grace beyond the adorable front cover of the camera, and that is built-in games, and they're actually pretty fun. I mean, you can play Snake, you play Tetris. I mean, there's some fun stuff on there, so that might keep kids entertained for, well, until the 3 AAA batteries run out, which probably wouldn't take that long. And then again, make sure you got that screwdriver, otherwise you're gonna have a crying kid on your hands. Okay, so final conclusion. Well, this camera, it's got a few cracks in the timing case cover. It's got a couple of missing teeth off the timing gear. And if you get that reference, you're my best friend. But yeah, it's a piece of crap. And I know for the target audience for kids, the saving grace is it's adorable and it's incredibly cheap. I do still think though that a child would be better served with even a used or older waterproof camera from Nikon or Pentax, something that's got a zoom, it's got better image quality, they can drop it, they can have fun with it at the beach and stuff like that. I've dropped this quite a bit, it survived, but I wouldn't get it wet. But hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. At least Jordan and I get to keep our jobs because we've met the mandate that Jaron Schneider put out for us. Listen to our podcast as well. We're starting 2025 off with a whole new podcast season. We're really excited. It's on this exact same channel, or you can listen to it on all your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for the PetaPixel podcast. And while you're at it, why not start off the new year with a membership to PetaPixel.com? That way you can go to the website, look at all the articles that are there, no ads to worry about, and there's lots of other great benefits coming out in the new year that you will not want to miss. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon with more on PetaPixel.